Hello everyone, my name is Sophie Lee. The English Book 1 is written by Professor Guo and myself. Professor Guo is the main instructor for Unit 1 to 9, and I will be held responsible for Unit 10 to 18. 大家好，空中学院英文1的课程由郭晓晴教授和我负责撰写，由我负责10到18单元的教学。From time to time, a distinguished guest will be joining us. For Unit 10, we have the pleasure to invite Professor Wei to join us again. Professor Wei is very experienced and learned educator. 在单元授课时，我也会不时地请卓越的教授来助讲。Hello, Professor Wei. Please say hello to the audience.
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to meet all of you on air. We'll certainly have a fun learning experience today.
Thank you, Professor Wei. Professor Wei received his PhD degree in the United States. Professor Wei, would you like to share some insights of your own study experiences?
Well, from the perspective of future career, it's always good to be challenged and demanded while we study, so that we can be better prepared for an unknown tomorrow.
Thank you very much for sharing. Today, we are exploring some facts about universities in England. We are learning some British and American spellings and expressions. We will learn the purpose of student guilt and collective responsibility of university students. What are the general aims of British universities? Now, let's take a look at the first paragraph. Professor Wei will read the paragraph for us, please.
Universities in England all have the mission of advancing learning to the highest levels attainable through research and the dissemination of knowledge for the benefit of the students and society at large. The activities are organized effectively so as to achieve the above-mentioned aim. Generally speaking, in England, it is any university's commitment to provide a high-quality environment in which scholarship and learning can flourish, to set out the general principles of the partnership between the university and its students, to outline students' entitlements, and to provide a framework for the university to develop and improve, where appropriate, its services. Universities outline the rights of the students whilst highlighting their responsibilities.
There are some long sentences in the paragraph. Imagine analyzing sentence structure is like peeling layers and layers of onions. 英国大学都有共同的使命，就是透过研究和知识传播，使学生学习达到最高的水准，以普遍造福学生和整个社会。Universities in England all have the mission of advancing learning to the highest. 这里的 the mission of advancing learning to the highest level, in which is attainable through research and the dissemination of knowledge for the benefits of the students and society at large. 整个是受词，什么的使命呢？我们用 of 使学习达到最高水准，我们用 to 透过研究和知识传播，我们用 through 为了普遍造福学生和整个社会，我们用 for at large 是普遍的意思，用来修饰整个句子，但是它也有逍遥法外的意思。如 the murderer is still at large. By and large, 总体上一般而言 the mission of something 这里的 something 名词是指 advancing learning to the highest level. 怎么样的 advancing learning 呢？ To the highest level 就是学习达到最高水平。如何达到最高水准呢？如何达到 attainable 呢？这里的 attainable 省略的 which is attainable through 可以借由 through research and the dissemination of knowledge 透过研究和知识传播 for the benefit of the students and society at large 使普遍造福学生和整个社会。整个受词的部分，我们请魏教授再念一次。
The mission of advancing learning to the highest level, which is attainable through research and the dissemination of knowledge for the benefit of the students and society at large.
The activities are organized efficiently so as to achieve the above-mentioned aim. 这里的 above-mentioned 是复合字，请魏老师帮我们念。
The above-mentioned aim.
上述的目标。
The all-time favorite film.
一直以来都喜欢的电影。
The most sought-after university.
梦寐以求的大学。
A flood-prone area.
容易有洪水的地方，
an earthquake-prone area,
地震好发生的地区，
an accident-prone person,
容易发生意外的人，
a more fast-paced lifestyle.
快速的生活形态。Generally speaking, in England， 这句话呢是在谈英国大学所受到的托付。It is any university's commitment to provide a high-quality environment in which to set out the general principle of, to outline students' entitlement, and to provide a framework for something. Okay, remember we have talked about using the onion peeling method to understand long sentences structure. We need to peel more layers of onions to understand the long sentences. Okay. It is any university's commitment to provide a high-quality environment in which scholarships and learning can flourish. 任何大学都致力于提供高品质的学习环境，在那样的环境中，学术和学习能够蓬勃发展。To set out the general principles of the partnership between the universities and its students. 制定大学跟学生之间的伙伴关系原则。To outline students' entitlement. 概述学生的权利，和 to provide a framework for the university to develop and improve， 并为大学提供适当的发展和改善服务的蓝图 ，where appropriate its services。这里的 where appropriate or where possible 意思是指的 whenever it is appropriate or possible。Also, it is very important that when universities outline the rights of the students whilst highlighting their responsibilities, 大学概述学生的权利，同时也适当的强调了学生的责任。The second paragraph talks about the aims of the student guild. Professor Wei, please read the paragraph for us.
Yes. The Guild of Students has endeavored to meet and represent the needs of all its members. It has acted and will continue to act as a complement to academic studies. The aim of the Guild of Students is to provide a guild which students can identify with, feel a commitment to, and be proud of. The Guild's guiding principles are working together, participation, communication, quality, and development. The universities are committed to enhancing the whole student experience. The students who share collective responsibility, such as observing the university regulations, guild spirits, and even dress codes, are thought to process the university's spirit.
Okay, let's do this. 我们来剥洋葱。The Guild of Students has endeavored to meet and present the needs of all its members. It has acted and will continue to act as a complement to students' study. 学生会一直以来努力满足其所有成员的需求，它也将继续作为完善学术研究的后盾。Endeavor 跟 complement 这两个字是这一段的重点。Endeavor 的意思是努力、力图。Complement 补充、补足、使完善。OK， 接下来。The aim of the Guild of Students is to provide a guild which students can identify with, feel a commitment to, and be proud of. 学生会的目的是提供一个学生可以认同、为之承担义务并引以为荣的学生会。这里的 prepositions that are dependent on certain words are dependent prepositions. 这一句话的介系词 with。to 跟 of 有些跟着特定字的介系词，像我们刚刚讲过 with to of 这样的介系词呢，我们就称为从属介系词。例如 in this passage, the aim of guild students is to provide a guild which students can identify with 跟着 identify, feel a commitment to 跟着 commitment, and be proud of of 那跟着 proud。学生会的目的是提供一个学生会，这个学生会是学生可以认同、为之承担义务并引以为豪的学生会。我们来看看 preposition of 的用法。 college was the second important thing that had happened to Mary in Chicago. Mary's father is a dealer of antiques. He has a reputation of honesty. He is an expert of 14th century porcelain. 这里的 of 的介系词的用法。So, what are the Guild's guiding principles? 学生会的指导原则是什么呢？ The Guild's guiding principles are working together, participation, communication, quality, and development. OK, 学生会的指导原则是共同努力、参与、沟通、品质和发展。Enhancing the whole student experience is always a catch any universities love to emphasize. The universities are committed to enhancing the whole student experience. The students who share collective responsibilities, such as observing the university's regulations, guild spirit, and even dress code, are thought to possess the university spirit. 大学致力于增强整个学生的经验，学生承担集体责任。学生的集体责任指的是遵守大学的规定、学生会精神，甚至服从服装的规定等等的大学精神。我们来看看 collective 这个字的用法。在 COVID-19 pandemic 期间 ，wearing mask is considered as collective responsibilities。在 COVID-19 的期间戴口罩呢是大家的共同责任。我们也来看看 observe 这个动词的用法。To observe the university regulations， 遵守大学规定。To observe someone's birthday， 记得某人的生日。The third paragraph introduces the concept of placement as part of the university experience。第三段介绍实习安置 placement 的概念在大学的学习经验中扮演的角色。Professor Wei will read the paragraph for us, please.
Much as students might not fancy it, many universities require students to undertake a placement, such as clinical or teaching practice, as part of their studies. Students are advised to keep in touch with their tutors during the period of the placement. Do this, and students are guaranteed to graduate. Next unit, we'll be talking about the experience of an MA student during her placement at historic royal palaces as intern in collection management team within the conservation and collection care, collections management, and information management department.
我们来看看下面这句话。Much as students might not fancy it, many universities require students to undertake a placement such as clinical or teaching practice as part of their study. 这个句子是说，尽管学生不喜欢许多大学要求学生在他们的学习中进行临床或教学实习等的实习安置，这里的 much 也可以用在这个句子的后面。As students might not fancy it very much, many universities require students to undertake a placement. Students are advised to keep in touch with their tutor during the periods of their placement. Do this, and students are guaranteed to graduate. 林语堂先生对翻译有很好的见解。他说 ，Translation is a fine art。他将翻译的信达雅改为忠实、通顺、美。虽然现在的流行语如中年被失业、好人被阴了、被离婚、被分手、被消失、被离职、被加班、被加菜等等，但是在翻译被动式的句子的时候 ，students are advised to keep in touch with their tutor。这里的 students are advised， 中文不一定要说被建议，因为这样的翻译很不自然。我们可以说校方建议学生在实习期间和导师保持联系。Okay, next unit we'll be talking about the experience of our MA students doing her placement at historic royal palaces as intern. 下一个单元将讨论一位硕士学生在英国皇家 历史宫殿做实习安置的经验。他是在保护和收藏管理、收藏保管和信息管理部门的收藏管理团队中担任实习生。Now let's take a look at some vocabulary. Due to time constraint, please repeat the words silently. Professor Wei, could you please kindly read the words and example sentences for us?
Vocabulary. Attainable, attainable.
形容词可以达到，可以获得。
Attain, attain.
动词实现、获得、赢得。
We must make sure that we do not set ourselves goals that are not attainable.
我们不可给自己定下一个无法实现的目标。
Dissemination, dissemination.
是名词传播的意思。
Anything that has to do with the dissemination of knowledge is to be encouraged.
任何有关知识传播的事都要鼓励。
Commitment, commitment.
名词承诺。
The company has failed to honor its commitments to the employees.
这家公司没有做到对员工的承诺。
Flourish, flourish.
动词当及物的时候，它还有当不及物的动词，比如说是繁荣、兴旺的意思。
His business is flourishing.
他的生意兴隆。
Entitlement, entitlement.
名词做某事的权利。
Like many other countries, workers in Taiwan have sick leave entitlement.
就如很多其他国家一样，台湾的员工享有病假的权利。
Framework, framework.
名词房屋等的架构、骨架还有构造。
Inappropriate political upheavals might jeopardize the whole framework of a society.
不恰当的政治动乱很可能会破坏整个社会结构。
Guild, guild.
名词是辅助性的团体、协会啊、联合会。
The Writers' Guild of Great Britain organize meetings on monthly basis.
英国的作家协会每月定期的聚会 ，on monthly basis 是每个月定期的聚会。
Endeavor, endeavor.
动词努力、力图的意思。
In spite of our best endeavors, we are not able to get hold of her.
尽管我们尽了最大的努力，我们还是无法与他联系。这里的 get hold of someone 的意思就是没有办法跟某人联络上。
Complement, complement.
OK， 它是动词的意思，补充、使完善的意思。
Pineapple and shrimps complement each other perfectly.
凤梨加虾，相得益彰的好吃。
Collective, collective.
OK， 它是形容词，聚集而成或集体的、共同的意思。它还有名词，集体农场或是集体的企业，哦，它是一种集合名词。
The Price Science Project is the collective effort of the students.
那个得奖的科研作品是学生集体的努力。
Clinical, clinical.
形容词，临床的、诊所的，或是客观的、科学的。
It is for the clinical psychologist to say whether the murderer she committed was premeditated.
他是否有预谋的犯下杀人罪，必须由临床心理学家来认定。
Undertake, undertake.
动词着手、进行、承担，还有从事的意思。
This is one of the many charity projects ever undertaken.
这是所办过的许多慈善计划中的一个 ，charity 是慈善。
Guarantee, guarantee.
名词保证、商品的保证或是保证书，它当动词的时候有保证、担保的意思。
A diploma is no guarantee of competence.
拥有文凭不能保证能力一定高。
Placement, placement.
名词人员的配置、学生的分班。
A placement is a temporary position or job in an organization.
Placement 就是组织中的一个临时的职位或是工作项目。
A bunch of new freshmen are taking the university's math advanced placement exam.
一堆新的新生正在参加大学的资优数学分班考试。
Conservation, conservation.
是名词，保存，对自然资源的保护管理的意思。
Wildlife conservation helps save the endangered species.
野生动物保育计划有助于拯救绝种的动物。好，谢谢韦老师。我们现在来谈谈文法的部分。在这个课里面呢 ，it 是当虚主词 ，it as a dummy subject。dummy subject 是虚主词，真正的主词是在句子的后面。OK， 比如说 ，it cost $1,500 to mend the wall。后面的 to mend the wall 的意思就是去补墙哦。那这里是当主词的意思，但是我们前面的 it 是虚主词，代替后面的 to mend the wall。那这个课文里面呢，又提到 it is any university's commitment to provide a high quality environment in which scholarship and learning can flourish. OK， 这里的 it 是代替后面的整个 to provide a high quality environment in which scholarships and learning can flourish. 那我们现在看看这一课的 exercise 的部分。The differences between the spellings of American and British English， 比如说 OR 变成 OUR，ER 变成 RE。好，接下来这个表呢，我们请魏教授呢帮我们负责 American English 的部分，我们一个一个看哦。好，第一个字
American English, color, C-O-L-O-R.
那 British English color COLOUR。
American English, neighbor, N-E-I-G-H-B-O-R.
British English neighbor NEIGHBOUR。
Endeavor, E-N-D-E-A-V-O-R.
那 British 的拼法呢是 ENDEAVOUR。
Honor, H-O-N-O-R.
Honor HONOUR。
Glamour, G-L-A-M-O-R.
英式的拼法是 GLAMOUR。
Flavor, F-L-A-V-O-R.
And British English flavor FLAVOUR。
Favor, F-A-V-O-R.
好 flavor OK FAVOUR。
Behavior, B-E-H-A-V-I-O-R.
英式的音法是 BEHAVIOUR。
Harbor, H-A-R-B-O-R.
British English OK harbor HARBOUR。
Humor, H-U-M-O-R.
Humor HUMOUR。
Center, C-E-N-T-E-R.
好 British spelling center CENTRE。
Theater, T-H-E-A-T-E-R.
好 British spelling THEATRE。 我们再看看更多的练习哈。那以下呢，我们可以很清楚的看到British 跟 American English 的 spelling 的不一样的地方，比如说 OR 变成 OUR，G 变成 GUE，ISE 变成 IGE。另外 P 呢，在英式的用法常常是double P。好，那另外 M 也是一样，也会改成 ME， 多一个 ME。好，然后呢 L 我们会变成 double L。那我们来看看下面的几个单词。第一个字是 program， 在美式的用法呢 program 就一个 M， 那英式的用法呢是 program，PROGRAMME。那 organize 这个字呢，在美式的用法呢是后面字尾是 IGE， 那英式的字尾呢就是 ISE， 所以是 organize。ORGANISE。 那 apologize 在美式的用法呢是 IGE， 但英式的用法呢就是 apologize，APOLOGISE。 那接下来是 L 的用法，好 fulfill 一个 L 而已。那在英式的 fulfill 呢，我们会拼成 fulfill，FULFILL。 G 这个 catalog 这个字很特别，在美式的用法呢是 catalog， 在英式的拼法呢它是 catalog，C-A-T-A-L-O-G-U-E。好，我们看看右边这个栏哦 ，worshiping 在英式的spelling 呢，它会 double P 哈，就是 worshiping，W-O-R-S-I-P-P-I-N-G。那下一个字是 skeptic， 美式是拼成 skeptic， 但是英式的拼法会是 skeptical，OK，S-K-E-P-T-I-C-A-L，OK，jewel 啊一个 L， 那英式的用法呢会是 double L，jewel，J-E-W-E-L-L， 啊，下一个字是 tumor，OK，tumor 呢是 O-R， 在美式的拼法，那英式的拼法呢会是 O-U-R，T-U-M-O-U-R。最后一个字呢是 odor，O-R-D-O-R 是美式的拼法，那英式的拼法呢我们会改成 O-R-D-O-U-R。Okay, Professor Wei, how much do you like British English?
Well, I visited European countries several times, Germany, France, and England. And I would think that European cultures are quite different from the American universities that I went to, and especially the Great Britain, the UK. And I think the language they use there, the culture they have, and the society they are in are totally different from the American culture that we are familiar with.
So you like British English?
A lot, very much.
Good. 这一课我们谈到英国大学的共同使命，就是透过研究和知识的传播，使学习达到最高的水准，进而普遍造福学生和整个社会，有效地组织学习活动，以实现上述的目的。那大学在致力提供高品质的学习环境的时候，它也制定了大学跟学生伙伴的关系的原则，并概述学生权利的同时，也适当的强调学生的责任。换句话说，学生也应该承担集体的责任，如遵守大学的规定、学生会的精神等等的大学精神。Well, Professor Wei, thank you so very much.
Thank you. It is also a very interesting learning experience for me as well, for someone who went to the States for a degree, but get to know the British culture a great deal through this lecture. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And we want to thank you, students, for your hardworking and unfailing support. See you next time. Thank you.